Oh, hold on. Now on this next part, I think I'd actually told it to you when I was originally quoting, but when I did the quote just the other night, I had actually forgotten. Realized when I was looking through that I'd forgotten. But also was thinking, looking at the front one, that maybe it had been done, we'd be okay. And I'll go over why. But basically, it was valve cover gasket, what keeps the tops from leaking, and so it's what keeps this gap, this line on it, from leaking around, and also keeps it from leaking in between these and getting into these. These were all perfectly bone dry, and whereas I can see where there's been leakage at times, it looks dry. So in that, I was thinking maybe the valve cover gasket had been replaced before, in which case wouldn't need it. So that's all the more why I kept continuing. But I'm not getting the same result at the back. It looks genuinely wet. Yeah, right around here, as if it's been leaking. And then the other place it would leak, let me get the light on. Because see, the other gap is here on the back. In fact, as you can see, let's see, where's that? Yeah, that bolt, see this line here would leak because that bolt's where it's connected. And then as you can see, the exhaust is right here, and yeah, you see there's a bunch of oil stuff on it. That's what that smells to me from, is from this leaking, from valve cover gasket. And I already went over through the ignition coil. Now that we've got it fully pulled apart and I've seen everything, now I can give you an exact total. After looking up the valve cover gasket and that one dead ignition coil, the total extra on top of what I already told you, that 440 would be 150. 70 for this, and then it's about 30 for the gasket, and then a little bit, like it's, I think I'm adding just like 30 or 40 labor in, because you know you've got to take this whole piece off and that whole piece off. But so that's your thing. Just wanted to check on that, because that's one thing I always check, because you know some customers are coming in, they're on a budget like right to the limit. Some are just wanting to get the car fixed, but I never know. I want to make sure. So just in that case, that's what I'm checking with. Like, in other words, let you know that's what's going on, that's what would fix it, and do you want to proceed? And again, that's the details. About it would be a 150 difference. And again, there really shouldn't be any surprises inside. It's not like this where we're pulling apart a whole engine. You know, it should just be that I really don't see anything happening in there. But yeah, pulling apart stuff like this, you can run into little things here and there. In fact, like I even ran one that one's not going to charge you anything, because that's normal and to be expected. I keep stuff for that, but just some of the little vacuum hoses, like this one's fine, but there's some little ones I'm going to have to get and replace because they just tore up from being so old and rotten. So that's just kind of something you run into once an engine's old and been worn. Some parts start getting brittle, fall apart, and gaskets start wearing out and leaking. And so that's what your smell's coming from and all that, particularly from it spilling on that exhaust one back there. It can spill on this exhaust one up here too, but as you can see, this one looks clean. Again, that's all the more reason I thought that your valve cover gasket might be fine. The front one looks good. It looks like it might have been replaced recently. Back one, most definitely not. But I mean, if we're gonna, when you get it, you can only get it in a pack where they both front and rear comes together. There's no way to get it separate. And for that matter, you know, might as well. If we're doing one, might as well do both. But yeah, this one's bad, so you need a valve cover gasket, and again, give you the whole total. So that's up to you. You tell me what you want to go from here.